For this project, we will learn about the artist Keith Haring. This is Keith Haring. As a child, he enjoyed drawing. When he became an adult, he decided to study art in New York. During his early years in New York, Keith Haring drew over 5,000 chalk drawings in subway stations on advertising panels. You are looking at more Keith Haring art that shows rhythmic lines and lots of movement. Keith Haring also opened up a pop shop, selling t-shirts, toys, posters, pins that included his art. I'm going to show you how to draw 3 types of Keith Haring art. You must first pick something to draw: a dog, a duck, really anything. I've included a link that has the templates for you to cut out or trace, or you can make up your own. You can use crayons, regular markers, or Sharpies for this project. This is the first Keith Haring example with a colored figure and black and white contrasting background. First, draw or trace your figure, then fill in. I'm using a Crayola marker. It's best to use the side of the marker to fill in such a large space. I went over the figure several times with a Crayola marker. Now it's time to outline your figure with a black marker and also give the background lots and lots of interesting details with beautiful lines that show movement. Once again, this is the final product. Think of how many interesting lines you can add to the background. This is a second example of a Keith Haring piece that you can create. First, you will need to draw a figure and then begin outlining. Then you will add an interesting background like we did in the first example. This example includes lots of color outlining your figure. You will want to trace your figure, all of the beautiful lines you did in the background, wherever you would like to add a pop of color. Once again, this is my example. As you can see, all of my lines have been outlined with color. This is my last Keith Haring example. You will need scissors, glue, and 2 colors of construction paper. First, draw and outline any Keith Haring figure or one of your own creation. After you're done cutting out your Keith Haring figure, choose one colored construction paper and cut out a small portion. You will glue this to the other construction paper color that you have chosen. Then glue your Keith Haring figure near the foreground. That's the part that's at the bottom and closest to you. Finally, add all these beautiful lines to the background and foreground of your piece. I hope you enjoyed learning about Keith Haring and doing his art.